This is you can tell I'm level 37, so I've put a couple of hours into this game. Arc Raiders popping off. It's frustrating. But I'm gonna show you how I get in and out. Try to get in and out without a whole lot of effort. A couple of game tips right off the bat. If you want less confrontation, get a text from a friend. Just kidding. Uh, go free loadouts. Go solos. You're gonna run into less problems. So it seems when you have more people in your party, everybody's just bloodthirsty. Just gonna give you some basic tips that work for me. I'm a pretty hardcore player. I mean, I play, I work full-time job. I just kind of leisurely play for fun. Just give you an idea of what some of the things I have. I don't have a whole lot of great stuff. I'm not one of these kind of people that could sit there and play it for 8 hours straight. So, unfortunately, this is just for the casual type gamer. But we'll see where it goes. I enjoy video games. Go through my past videos and see what I usually take four times quite a bit. Alright, you can open up these trunks. Not trunks, but hoods. You won't really get anything too great. And the kettle, let's talk about this weapon. It's semi-automatic, it's rapid fire, but you have to hit the trigger every time you want to shoot. Pretty good weapon for a light ammo weapon. I prefer it over, say, like the Rattler, the hairpin. I don't even pick that shit up. Basic information I'm trying to go over, just like first time rule. That's nice. So in the game, you have rarities. You have basic, which is common. Then you have green, which is uncommon. You have rare. You have epic. You have legendary. It's set up pretty much like Fortnite. So if you play Fortnite, should transition well to this. There's a third-person shooter as well, so people see seeds and they're like, man, I don't need seeds. But seeds are a form of currency, and if you don't need the currency, then you can always sell them for $100 per seed. So that's pretty good. Another tip I didn't know about whenever I first started out was that if you search a cabinet, even if it's already been opened, you will gain XP. See at the top left, 200 for scavenge, that will still appear. You will get XP. Oh, wow. At this point, this is whenever I start going, it's time to get out of here. And it doesn't matter. The longer you're in, the longer the chances are that you could get taken out. That makes sense, right? I'm not worry too much about getting a whole bunch of stuff. And I also completed goals. So, fortunately, the audio in this game is fantastic, phenomenal. I've really enjoyed this game quite a bit. So let's go to our wheel. Let's see what we have out here. We have a gold lion, useless, lures, which is really good for getting things off of you. Or we'll see what we can do with those down the road. There are a couple of tricks. So if you're familiar with Apex Legends, there's a mechanic here that if you run, you can put your weapon away, and it will have you be less encumbered. So you can move fast, which is always nice. Because that white bar at the bottom, it's a stamina bar. Once that stamina runs out, you have to take a break and walk it until you build it back up. This is one of the most familiar areas to me. I don't know why I was spawning over here more usual than not. So let's get in here and see what we can do here. Now, see these circles? That just is a free pickup. That's not a search. You don't get any XP for that. Close the door back just in case it gives you a little heads up. You have not been pillaged. So if you see the little eyeball icon, that means that I've tagged it in a blueprint or something like that, and that helps you separate what you really need and what you're looking for. And that's good to have. Oop, not that. That. And I guess I'll take that back instead. Might as well. Now, I heard some guy over here. Most guys in solos are friendly. You know, I don't go in with the aggressive a lot. But we should be getting pretty close to the. We'll just go over here and set this thing off. In and out. Build your loot. That's what I'm doing. Anytime that I've ever gone in with a team member and tried to be aggressive, it's never worked out very well. So the name of the game is loot, building loot. I do know that, you know, once you get into higher maps, it's different. Taking down arcs is essential at certain points. But here, we've got some pretty decent, you know, epic stuff. Let's get up out of here. There's a lot of action. And I guarantee you we will see some action. It's the first game on. So, you know, you want to find a kind of a place to hide a little bit. Or if you come up onto like an elevator, somebody's there, you might want to just say, open up to them. Anybody else want on? I'm out. You know, just say something. You give everybody a heads up so that way it doesn't seem like you're creeping or you're shady or trying to be a shyster. That way everybody knows. You might get stabbed in the back. This happens a lot in this game. One successful mission, boom. So, Exodus modules creates, it's used to craft really nice stuff. There's see what it says, used to craft Tempest, Volcano, Hellcracker, Bobcat, those are all guns, and the Snap Hook, which is basically like a Batman grappling kit. These are also used to build some of the same weapons as well as other ones, so Felion and Jupiter. So, quick unload that. Done. Look, I was in there for 5, I don't know how many minutes, I didn't check, but 4,000 XP in and out. And I also completed that. 10 cred. What is the 10 cred? We're just kind of going through it, how I've learned it, and it's you can have one specific video that explains it, or I can show you as we go. So, you have on the upper right hand corner, the very far right where it says Condor 37, that's my level. And the yellow goes into a clockwise fill bar. And once that hits all the way to the 12 o'clock, I'll gain a level. And you can put skill points into your character. So your skill tree is this. I would suggest mobility. That's what most people have suggested. And then stamina, so that way you can move for longer and faster. Okay? I'm not super high level, I'm mid-level. 75 is the cap off. You will not be able to fill this tree out completely as of yet in this game. So you need to be weary of the choices that you make, because you will run out of points before you can fill all of the skills. Alright. Now you go to the left of that. Let's go ahead and get up there. I'm on PS5, by the way. So there's a little bit of mechanical UI interface differences between PC and, like, you cannot mod a gun. If there is a way, somebody please tell me. There's not a way to mod your gun in-game that I have found on a PS5. I see people do it on PC. I don't know how they do that. Okay, so that's where you get your messages, any updates or whatever. That's your Raider tokens. That's like cash currency. But you can obtain that through doing stuff with your cred. Your cred isn't. If you're familiar with Fortnite, let me break it down like this. This is V-Bucks. This is nothing like in Fortnite. But this would be like your V-Bucks. Okay? It's like a currency that you can obtain through a battle pass. And this is to move your battle pass. Instead of using like XP levels, you use cred. Those are your in-world money. Right? So you have your traders. So Celeste, you have to pay
Can
seeds.
I help you?
You see how it says assorted seeds? Right. This, you pay cash. Everything else takes cash. What you need to learn is that you can go and buy all of this stuff for fairly cheap, but you've got to get some loot. That's why I'm saying go free loadout for at least 20 games. At least 20 games. You'll build up stuff. I very rarely go out with the loadout. Most times I go, I would say 50-50. When I go out with the loadout, I get killed. People are pretty smart in this game, and if they see or hear your gunfire and they know what it is, they're going to want to come and try to test you if they can. And again, most likely, and usually, it's in duos when people think that they can team up on you. And for all intents and purposes, if you're plotting on pushing on a team, make sure your proximity chat is off. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right, let's take a look at the Raider deck. So this is the stuff that you can trade in for the blue coins. You can get the real world, what I'll say real world currency, because if you don't obtain it through this pass, you have to pay cash for these coins. But you can get this, and it goes all the way down, 50-50, and then you get all these outfits for free. So I have a partner I run with that's your outfit. That doesn't matter. It doesn't change the game at all. And it's just a little more immersive. And then the final tier is 100 or 250 coins completely. So if you would do that, you can go into the shop, see what you can get. See. So after you do all that, you should have quite a few hundred coins. Get the farmer set, get your different outfit or whatever. I'm not one of those people that sit there and promote, you should go spend all your money for an outfit. No. Just do some grinding, basic grinding, and you can get some stuff for free. And also, there'll be the Cold Snap comes out on December 16th, which is a few days away from this current stream date, and you'll get free stuff. So it's a little bit more immersive. It's a little bit more driven to the point where it's like, oh yeah, okay, cool. There's some kind of rewards to it other than just looting and shooting. Workshops. Build your workshops as quickly as you can and start working to get, getting this stuff leveled up. The more levels that you have, the more stuff that you can build, right? So if we go over to the gunsmith, let's say, you can see that I'm level 2, and I can build quite a bit of cool stuff. I got the Osprey blueprint, the anvil, really great guns. And you can create mods, and you can mod them out to make them more stable, to have a larger magazine size, give you more rounds before you have to reload. The Renegade. Now, if you notice, it says right there, onto the right-hand side, requires this station to be level 3. So I have the ability to make it. I just have to level it up. Now, how do I do that? I hit the wrong button. Have to have all these things. Have to have single firing cores. I have been grinding, trying to find these things, and unfortunately, they don't spawn very well for me. But the thing about this game is, if you go in and you're like, oh yeah, I didn't get what I want. Oh, you go in a series of like say 10 times and you get discouraged. This game probably isn't for you. This is a grinding game. This is what many would call a roguelike. You have to keep going in. The roguelike, in my perspective, definition is something that you're going to get obliterated until you get your you get your level powered up. If you're looking at this as a role-playing game, a first-person shooter, or battle royale, that's not really what it is. It's more of a roguelike. It has all the components of those things. However, it is a roguelike. So just be prepared to go in and get obliterated and get set back to the beginning. And that's why it's important to not invest a whole, go out with a, $500,000 loadout, get killed, and be like, oh, shoot. Go free loadout. Go free to loadout till you're level at least 20 before you start experimenting. So that way you don't feel like you've taken a big hit when you lose your stuff. Right? If you go out with a free loadout, yeah, you might lose some stuff that you might have looted that was really cool, but you know what? At least you're not losing a whole lot of stuff that you invested into it. You're just losing stuff that was out there that you may or may not have found. Hopefully that makes sense. Alright, your Raider, this is your skill tree. Went through that. Trials, this is a way to get some bonus items and stuff. These are just like basic stuff. 2 days it'll refresh and it'll have different quests. I don't really quest on this. I do like the missions and stuff from the traders. So if you go to the traders, each one of them will have...
Always nice to see a fresh face.
This guy.
There are others like me. Do you
He'll tell you, hey, go check this stuff out.
Would they understand me?
I just completed...
We get new arrivals every
I've
now
got
and
another
then,
one I've got to
but they're
do.
usually parched and underfed.
Maybe at some
None of
point
them
today
could have
we'll
brought
get
down
this
that
streamed out where
defaster.
we go and complete it, and I can show you the mission part of it. So there's a big complexity to this game, to where there's a storyline, there's different quests, there's objectives, it's layered, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. But it's, if you're a gamer, there should be no problem to you. If you're not a gamer, this is the basic gist of it. It's layered. It's not a battle royale where you just go and try to get the best loadout and kill people. You can play it as such, but you're not going to get the entire experience. You can play that's the thing about this game. You can play it in all different sorts of ways, and you also have to deal with all other types of people. You can go into where it's just a let's get into some action. Yeah, let's quit talking. Hopefully I'll be over encumbered so I can show you exactly what you need to do for that. So we're going to go to the damn Battlegrounds again. Click over here to the free loadout. Ready up. Okay, I'm not over encumbered, so straight in. I do have crossplay on because it seems to me that PC players are a little bit nicer. And they did a statistic test that, and I don't know how factual it is because I don't ever run with crossplay off, the PS5 players are the most toxic. I'm on PS5 and I'm very, very rarely aggressive. If I'm ever aggressive, I'm just but I think that's kind of like what most people are. If you got your back up, you feel like, hey man, get out here and do something. You got my back, right? Usually it doesn't work out too well. Residential. Alright. So, in the game, the things are split up into different type of zones. Let's take a look at the map real quick so I can break that down for you. So, you have Broken Bridge, the Pattern House, and here you have like complexes. The maps are pretty large, but once you learn them, you're not going to learn them until you run them and run them and run them and run them. It's just like Fortnite Island. If you play Fortnite, you'll be familiar with each one of these maps is like an island. But all these little icons in the upper right hand, to the right hand of the screen, you'll see that is your legend. That tells you exactly what type of areas you are. You got Field Depot, you have that. Those are the locations below that. That tells you the type of structure that you're dealing with: commercial, medical, mechanical, electrical. So if you're looking for certain things, you'll find them there. When you're going with most of the computers and most of the electronic stuff like that right there is going to yield batteries, which you can craft. So this is the Pattern House. This is a good place to find like toasters, which you'll need. And not every single thing that you come across is searchable. It's randomly generated. So if you notice right below the compass, there's a timer that's counting down. You have 30 minutes head start to get out. Now there's times whenever you load into the game, it'll be at 19 or sometimes a little bit lower or whatever. And that sucks because a lot of times you'll come in and things are loaded. But if you start off at the higher the number that you have to go, that means that less likely it's been looted. So at certain points you want to just get what you can and get out of there. Or if you're just looking for XP, then you want to. And that's one thing I don't like about this. You have to be at a certain angle to get certain things, but that's what it is. But like I said previously, I don't. Ooh, pretty good. Can sell that for money. $100. You know, there is a role-playing aspect to this game that is pretty cool. You can talk to people, and you can get into roles, and eventually I will do some voice acting and stuff. You know, stream. Right now it's just a breakdown and just showing me how I play it. So if you like the way that I play, you know, you can either hang with the channel or whatever, but you know, I've got the outfit that's got the cowboy hat, and I'd go a little country vibes with it. Hey, boy, what you doing over there? You know, just change up the voice, whatever. Or, you know, you can talk like Johnny Football that I got right here, man. Yeah, I'm gonna get some loot. And get silly with it. But this is a little intro to Arc Raiders, a little intro to what I'm doing with my channel, I guess. I don't really have a channel, so really I'm just freestyling on some ideas of what I might do. And if it doesn't take off, it doesn't take off. I'll just pass through. Like I said, I have a full-time job, so at this point in juncture, I don't have a whole lot of time. There's the toaster. See, I really don't take stuff I don't need. I need those slots for the good stuff. A lot of times it just boils down to me just a basic slide. There's an elevator out here to the this would be the east. So let's get out of here. So the more you play, the more familiar you get with your surroundings. The maps don't change. The loot spots, the loot does. And there's our elevator. You see how quick and easy it is? Get in and out, go sell those items I got. I made a few thousand. Probably got some XP out of that. I find some good stuff over here on this bus quite a bit. And there's nothing here today. Sometimes you can find some prickly pears on these cactuses. Sometimes agave on these types of like aloe-looking plants. Yeah, something floats around here. I guess I'll show you a little bit of action. So there's different types of arcs. Arcs are the mechanical entities in this game. Now, if you want to take the full 23 minutes left and go and loot and find what you can, you can. Well, let's go ahead and do that, because we really don't have... Oh, somebody called... That's a raider drop right there.
Supply drop. Over there.
Oh, and you can ping stuff, too. You can ping stuff. You'll have to check out whatever console you're using, or, you know, if you're on PC, you have to figure out what that is. Friendly raider here.
Hey, man.
But see, you just kind of call out. Oh, Let's go ahead and get it. Yeah. Oh no.
Hornet.
That's a Hornet. Those are, got thicker armor than what a Wasp would have. How did I miss that? So you can't walk right by stuff quite often in this game. If you fall, there is fall damage. You will die from this point. There are skills that you can use. So, let me show you something. You can jump, and if you roll at the last minute, that will alleviate some fall damage. And you can do some pretty good height, I guess. Let's see, what is that?
A Hornet.
That's not good. What kind of... You want to take a lure grenade, so that shit as far away from you as you possibly can. It will draw the attention away from the arcs. You can go hit the button, get over here. You can change the angle, left shoulder, right shoulder. So say if I'm over here, now it gives me a better view. Again, you have to check to see what your control layout is, or what it is. For me, it's the right stick. Now, I will say that there is some tactics that you'll learn in this game. If you're making your way to the elevator and you get spotted or whatever, you what we call aggravate, like that right there. He's going to come over, he's going to start shooting me. Go for it. There's a good chance that he's going to shoot me and interrupt my road trip. I will let him go ahead and kill me. We'll get into some more action. Right now you're probably like, this guy. Come on. I'm just trying to give you some basics, man. $4,000 XP, 2 credit boots. You know, this is how you progress in this game. Pretty much effortlessly. You get your levels up, you fill your skill tree, you get better performance in your character, you get familiarity in how the basic interactions work. So that elevator, that you have to go to one of those. I'll show you how to read the map too. I should have showed you that. That's kind of a basic thing. So let's go here. Open this menu up. This is going to show you all of your items. This is your stash. You start off with a very small amount of slots. I've upgraded mine all the way. All the way is 280 slots. So at this point, I'm just going to fucking start highlighting. Did me really cuss there, but I guess I did, didn't I? Oh well. And start selling stuff. Like I have a Kettle 1. I keep the Kettle 3 that I have modded out. Rattler, I hate the Rattler. Stitcher, got a couple mods in. Pharaoh 4, El Toro. You know, basically I try to keep one of each gun. The Anvil is one of my favorite guns. So, we can keep that, you know. We've got some mods in that. That's fully modded out. Renegade, I haven't even taken that out. Not once. And I've had that for a while. I haven't even taken it out. These are your loot kits. These are what you're going to put your stuff into. You see how that has the red slots? This is a basics free one. When you start going out, you get a basic one. The safe pocket on the bottom right hand of the screen, that is where you are able to store items into that, what you find on the field. Like the maroon items or the pink, the rare items that you get, you can put it in there. And if you die, you will not lose that item. However, you will lose everything else. Okay, so make sure that if you're using something that has a safe pocket and you want to keep it, you will lose everything else, and Guns do not go into that safe pocket, by the way. So if you find something that's a pink Torrente or a pink Jupiter or a legendary gun, you will lose it if you die. Okay, so there is a sense of urgency there. Move up a little bit, you'll find that you get different types, and it gives you the readout. If you highlight that white tab that opens up, that tells you what you get. You get 4 utility, 1 safe pocket, 16 slots to loot. And it changes with the different ones as you level up. And you can purchase these or you can craft these. So you get an augmented slot. Then you get this one. I don't have anything that has a triple slot. I could probably go to the thing to show you. But, you know, I usually try to keep a maximum of 2 unless it's wolf packs. I'll try to keep 2. Smoke grenades. A lot of people swear by them. I mean, they can be good. Not really. I'd rather have the slot to loot than have, 15. And you can, if you hold it for you have to check your controls, but you can tag different items and do one sell at all one time. All right. So I'm selling all of that. Total value is what I'm going to get there at the bottom. 5942. That's what I'm getting. That's how you make cash. I just made 4,000. Right? It's a little bit of a grind sometimes. The higher the loot, the higher reward you get. Like right here, 16,000 for 3 of those. That puts you in a whole new tax bracket. 8,000, 5,000, 10,000 for 2 of those. And there are some ridiculous things that you can sell that will give you big money. You know? Gun parts, I will keep all your gun parts, metal parts, stuff like that, to craft weapons and stuff. I always, whenever I'm out in the field, I will always loot these arc power cells, because you can utilize those to charge your shields. You don't have to have a shield. We'll get into some combat here in a little bit. Anything that has a diamond icon on it, you see how on the air freshener, the icon on the left side of it, there's a diamond. That means predominantly that you want to sell. That's just basically there to sell. And it'll also tell you in the description, maybe worth a few coins. 2,000 just for a can of air freshener. It must smell really damn bad. It's going on. So that's all I can say about that. 2,000 for this. Easy 4,000. Light bulbs are worth a lot too. There's a blueprint. I have a duplicate of that. So when I was saying about those seeds, 100 apiece, 3,900 right there. So just pick them up. Just pick them up. They stack up to 100. So you get, if you have a stack of 100, that's 10,000. So you get $10,000 for a whole slot. So that's pretty good. You know, you stack them over time. All right. So this is just kind of like basic intro, moving around, getting in and out. We'll take a little break. We'll cut this video. This will be like an introductory type. You know, when you want to make your raider how you want, you customize it. And as you can see, you don't have to be Billy Badass to get in there and get some good stuff. You know, you can just run covertly and not even fire one bullet. If it's a looter shooter, and you can, if you get shot and you lose your loot, you're kind of defeating the purpose. You are defeating the purpose. Move quietly, move with precision, know where you're going. You know, it's like that song, know when to hold them, know when to fold them type deal, right? Now you will find better loot on other players, because especially if you're later in the game and everything has been looted out. But there's a lot of people in this game that have been playing it since day one, or even prior to that, but since day one, and they've put a lot of time into it, and they know the mechanics of it. But this is an introductory, how you can get in and out, right, without even firing the shot. We'll catch you on another episode.